Hello again, this is Mr. Petrie, and we are converting improper fractions to mixed numbers today. If you haven't already watched how to convert mixed numbers into improper fractions, go back and watch that. This is working in the opposite direction, so a lot of the same stuff is going to apply. All right, so what is an improper fraction? Well, an improper fraction, as we know, has a numerator that is greater than the denominator. And what that means is it's larger than 1. So we've got, in this case, 14 fourths. And I've written them all out. If you want to count them out, there are 14 of them there written as 1/4. So 14 of those. And I want to change this into a mixed number. So I'm looking to change this into some combination of a whole number and a fraction. Okay, so that's what I need to do, is change this improper fraction into a mixed number. And I know, I've got the denominator 4. I'm just going to keep that denominator right there. And I've drawn this out a little bit in these quarters. And I know that for every 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, it equals 1 whole. Right? 4 fourths is equal to 1 whole. So every time I can get myself a group of 4 fourths, I'm going to add one more whole number. Right now I've got 1, 2, 3, and what is left over? So I've got 3 whole numbers, 3 wholes, and 2 quarters remaining. So my answer, 3 2/4. And as I know, I can reduce that, and we always want to do that if we can, for a final answer of 3 1/2. Okay. Now let's try that one more time. Say, for example, I had 7 halves. Okay. I've broken a few pencils in pieces, and I've got 7 halves of pencils remaining. How can I do that? Well, if I, again, draw this out, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 halves. How many do I have? And again, I'm trying to turn this into a mixed number. I need a whole number, a numerator, and a denominator. And again, I've got 2, and I know I can't even reduce that, so I'm going to definitely choose that denominator. And now if I group these together, I've got 2 halves as a whole, so there's 1, 2, 3, and 1/2 left over. So I've got the 3 wholes, and I've got 1/2, and I can't reduce that. And again, coincidentally enough, my answer is 3 halves. So 7 halves is equal to 3 halves. Okay, as is 14 fourths. And that would make sense, because if I do look at this, I can see that 7 halves and 14 fourths are equivalent fractions. Now, there is an easier way to do this, a more direct route, especially if you have, a much larger numerator. It would become much more complicated. So there is a simpler way to do it, and that is just to, like I did here, divide the numerator by the denominator. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to divide the numerator by the denominator. Then the second thing we're going to do is the quotient is equal to the number of wholes. The number of times it can be divided into makes it equal to the number of wholes. And your remainder, what's left over, becomes your fraction. Okay, so in this example, if we've got 14 fourths, so 14 divided by 4, and we can actually do that. So 4 goes in 3 times. 1, 2, 3 times. 3 times 4 is 12. Take that away. I have a remainder of 2. So again, this quotient becomes my whole number. The remainder becomes my numerator. I use the same denominator. And then from here, I can just simplify it, just 3.5. Okay, so that is our 4 steps. Divide the numerator by the denominator. The quotient is your whole number. The remainders become your fraction component. Use the same denominator. And then, if you need to, simplify that fraction or reduce that fraction. Thanks for watching.